Hi, everyone. This is Mehmet from Istanbul. I'm one of the co-founders of Lojika. And yes, we have a haunted prospect. Just when you thought you saw everything, not only we have something haunted, it's also from Istanbul, which, as you know, has been source of very, very positive news lately. Another thing unusual is that we've actually finished our rounds of 5 million euros of client funding as well as VC funding. So we are actually here to meet people for our next rounds in the future. So let's look into why we think this business is haunted. The best way to answer this question is through another question. Why there is no Airbnb for carpooling? Airbnb has a market of 6 million rooms per day, and they're growing in that market. And let's see carpooling. It's 1,000 times bigger per day. And now the question becomes pertinent. Why isn't there an Airbnb of carpooling? And now when I say Airbnb of carpooling, I'm not talking about Uber drivers picking up other passengers. I'm talking about a blah-blah type urban operation when millions of cars are going through arteries like rivers. Why is it that they have so much empty seats in them? So I'm talking about people already going from A to B where they have empty seats. So this is not what Uber does. There are obviously other notable friends in the industry like Karma, like Wundercar, but the experience of you push the button like Uber and you get on someone's car doesn't happen yet. Now, it's been 60 years since carpooling has been around. Now, recently, we have fairly big companies looking into it. The most notable one again here is Google and Waze. They have been piloting in Tel Aviv and San Francisco for over 18 months now with no visible demonstration. What is so difficult here? What can be so difficult? Even SpaceX, has launched a missile and brought it down. Is it as difficult? Well, it turns out, yes, this industry is haunted. That's why after all these years, this basic system does not work. So at Lojika, we looked into why this thing does not work with all these huge participants as well as smaller ones. And these are the ghosts in the industry. The algorithms are fiendishly difficult. And we solve them. And we believe that we are the only company in the world who really properly solve these. Second one, when you have such complex algorithms, how do you come up with a UI that is not too complex, which is actually usable, where you push the button and go like Uber? And we've done that. And next one is safety. Well, this is a big ghost. Carpooling is viewed like hitchhiking, and there are terrible stories out there. How do you solve this puzzle? Well, we solve this puzzle by Spotifying the experience. You actually create your own ride experience through a social graph we prepared. And I can get into details, obviously, later on. We don't have much time. Lastly, you've done all this work, but do you have volume? How do you even begin testing what you've done if you don't have volume? It's a marketplace. You need both sides. And you need both sides in high numbers to have liquidity so that you have proper experience. So don't even think about plugging the system in unless you have paid drivers like Uber and others who claim to do carpooling, which they're not. Well, you have to know how to build a surge so you can actually turn on the system. Otherwise, you can't even test the system, let alone turning it on. Now, we've done all this thing, and we are quite proud because we think we're the only ones in the world right now who has done it. Now, and the reason we were able to do it is, the next one, we failed a lot. I love this quote from Elon Musk. We failed a lot. This is a trial and error business. And what helped us was our location. We have a natural advantage. And I'll explain what that is. Google Waze announced maybe 18 months ago that they were doing trials in Tel Aviv. Nothing came out of it. They actually changed brands, and now they're in San Francisco. Well, this is Istanbul. Now, I'm not comparing the cities. I'm just saying in terms of carpooling trials. Why Istanbul dwarfs everybody? Well, it has 18 million people in it. Compare that to Tel Aviv and San Francisco. Not only that, it has among the highest cost of gasoline and cars in the world. Cars are about 2.5 times more expensive in Istanbul than they are in the US. And the gasoline is about 3 times more expensive. Think of the pain point when you have the low income per capita. Maybe people must be, at least 4 or 5 times poorer. Now, next thing is the algorithms. The road structure in Istanbul actually helps us to develop and test algorithms. Unlike the US, we don't have what's called spider networks, where people go from A to B in a lot of different ways. There are 4 arteries, and you have to be on one of them no matter where you go. So this makes actually developing, testing, and then getting to the derivatives of the algorithms a lot better. This is a great natural advantage, and we're talking about 18 million people. Half of them are below the age of 26, and they are in the top global user of Facebook, number 5, all Twitter, probably number 1, Foursquare, number 1, WhatsApp is in top 5 as well. This is the best place to do carpooling. Next, this is all paid for. These are our pilot launches. These are the cities to start carpooling. Shanghai, Mumbai, Moscow, Cairo, Madrid, Rome, London, Paris. These are all our test sites this year and next year. This is not Tel Aviv, this is not San Francisco, this is not Amsterdam. We're talking about big cities. Once they get developed here by these lead users, everybody will be able to use it. Next. Well, this is our team. We have 25 people in Istanbul. It's actually 27 now, of which 10 are women. Now, I apologize for the missing photos of our men. They are equally good looking and dynamic. This is an error in the slide. What's next for us? Well, we are stable financially. We have about 3.3 million euro from clients left to burn, plus more coming. Next, we have a team that actually can achieve things with no marketing budget. Our strategy is totally viral, seeding and lead generation. Why are we here for? Are we here for this? We are here because we want to boost our game. We are looking for smart mind, a mind sharing who will actually give us momentum, because this is a big guy's game now. This is now for Google, this is for Uber, and this is for Apple, Facebook, those guys. So we need some help to boost our game. That's all. Thank you very much.